Chris, I know a lot of your audience that you mentioned before we started is men, that are kind of in your system, in your community on YouTube and Twitter who are listening to you. There's a lot of women that watch and listen to the School of Greatness. And if there's a man or a woman in their 20s and 30s, let's say, who hasn't gotten into investing yet, who hasn't taken it seriously, what would be the strategy if someone had an extra $100 to $1,000 a month and they said, I'm going to start going all in this strategy? And whether it's $100 a month, 1,000, eventually more if they have more, what should they start doing today to set themselves up for their future success?
Yeah, I've been aggressively trying to bring women into the investment world for 20 years, and I'm almost at a point of giving up. Uh, I've tried so hard. I told you, like, when I wrote my book, I exclusively market through mommy bloggers, right? Because my entire investing methodology is observational investing. And the ironic thing is that women are better positioned, way better positioned than men to excel at this strategy. Like, women are women are way deeper into these sectors, fashion, makeup, like, okay, like I was just telling you, the world has become digital and social, right? The best investments come from change. The bigger the change, the bigger the opportunity, right? How do you detect that change in the world? You detect that change through, reading conversations. What are people thinking? What are they doing? What do they want? What are they buying? Where are they going? Where are they shopping? Where are they eating? Who talks about this stuff more than anyone else? Like, who expresses themselves? Who expresses their feelings about their interest and what they want to own and what they want to do? Women, way more than men. Who's listening? Women, way more than men. Women actually have all of the insight. Women have all of the alpha. They have it. They are just not convinced that they can monetize it, right? I've literally, almost most of my biggest trades over the past 20 years have come from female and youth trends.
Really?
Right? Yes, most. Why? Because those are the trades where there is the maximum amount of information asymmetry, where the mostly older, whiter, wealthier men who control most of capital markets on Wall Street, they are slow to pick up on that change that's happening to, like I always tell the story about Jeffree Star when he did a YouTube video of the e.l.f. primer putty makeup. This was, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. e.l.f. was a drugstore brand. It was like the cheapest, junkiest brand of makeup. And he's like, this is just as good as the $60 version. And I went to Walgreens and I just stood there all day and watched moms and kids coming in, and they emptied the shelf of e.l.f. cosmetics because of this one product. And that video got like 11 million views on YouTube. And I called the Wall Street analyst who covered cosmetics for one of the big 3 sell-side banks. And I asked the person if they had seen the video. I was like, do you see the Jeffree Star video? And they're like, who's Jeffree Star? They don't even watch YouTube. They don't even know who these people are. They are so out of touch. And that ended up being a monster. This is when e.l.f. was at $7 a share, right? It went up to like 160 eventually. Wow. And now it's back down to like 50, 60, 70, whatever. Most of my biggest trades, I think probably females knew about that information long before any men generally knew about it.
Why aren't women in general taking action on the information they see socially, digitally, and culturally? When they see a trend happening, why do you think there's a fear or hesitation behind not investing in that trend?
Well, I think just the field of finance, which is associated with the field of investing, historically, there is a misconception that you need to be a finance head or a math head to do this stuff. Historically, the men in society have always been over that. So it's just a massive misconception. And it's just, I thought we would have come out of it 20 years ago when I first started talking about this, but like, it takes a long time for people to break out of it. Like, look at what's happened in the workforce with women, right? Like, that happened. Like, we have now like massively changed, like, who is in these jobs. Like, that's happened, but it hasn't happened yet in the investor class. The investor class is still, at least the active investor class, people that are thinking and aggressively pursuing investment accounts, is still majority of men, right? That are talking about this, thinking about it, connecting dots. And it's crazy to me, man. It's absolutely crazy to me, because when most of my insights come from TikTok comments. So for, I don't know, 8 years, I've been spending 3 to 4 hours a night ingesting TikTok comments. That is most where I get most of my information from. Before TikTok, it was Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, right? Facebook going back to the late 2000s.
What's the best trade you made in the last 4 years on TikTok comments that has paid dividends for you?
I mean, almost all of my trades these days, I mean, honestly, like most of them come off of TikTok. Like, one of them was like the big Crocs trade when Crocs started coming back in a really big way, massive. That was mostly based on TikTok comments. Wall Street just thought that Crocs was a fad that would come and quickly go away. They've always thought that about Crocs. And during the pandemic, especially, there was a huge trend for Crocs, and it was because of two things. One, they killed it with the nursing community and the healthcare community, but then also they were doing all these big celebrity collaborations, right? So they did these celebrity collaborations, and all of a sudden it kind of like made Crocs cool. And it really made Crocs cool with like the middle school crowd.
All of them. High school crowd.
And so I was like reading these comments, and I was like, dude, like, this is crazy. Like, Crocs are on fire.
And how much was it that the stock at that point?
I don't remember exact numbers, but there were so many things that happened during the pandemic, honestly, because the pandemic was one of the biggest changes that we've ever experienced in like consumer behavior of our lifetime. Like, all of a sudden, the entire world just spent a year in their house, right? So like, think about all the change that happened when we all just went home for a year. We cared a lot more about cameras on our computers, Logitech, right? That makes all the cameras. Guess what we bought a lot more of? Printers.
Interesting.
Weird, right? Because all of a sudden we're doing our schoolwork at home now. We're having to print out something, all kinds of stuff. There were so many things. We started buying camping equipment. One of my biggest trades was Schwin bicycle, which was part of a small Canadian publicly traded company. There were lines around every bicycle shop. Remember that?
Interesting. Yeah.
You remember that? The lines around outside. Yeah. We bought more bicycles during that 6-month period than like ever. We bought more camper vans. People were going camping. Remember? More ATVs, more boats. I was just basically, all I was doing was I was just reading comments on the internet, just seeing what people were buying, what they were talking about, right? There was more change than what we've ever experienced in our lifetime. And like, people were obviously buying Pelotons, right? Shopping at home. Amazon killed it. Shopify killed it. I mean, looking back, it's all obvious stuff, but in the moment, Wall Street was really slow. Like, really slow to pick up on that stuff.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want more inspiring clips like this, make sure to click right here to subscribe, and click right here to watch that next video that is specific to support you in your life.